Reyna, and you are watching the What Happened. So today we're going to be talking about what happened to Jester Ertman and Elizabeth Peña. I'm actually finally able to visit here at the Houston location where the memorial sits at today. So Jester Ertman was only 14 years old and Elizabeth Peña was only 16 years old, sadly on June 24th, 1993. Now today, as we think about that, that's actually 27 years since the death of these two girls. So I'm going to go ahead and take you on a small trip so we can go ahead and view exactly what happened this particular night. June 24th, 1993, right here where we stand is the railroad tracks that the two girls took about 11 p.m. coming back from a pool party. Now, both girls actually were best friends. They both attended Waltrip High School here in Houston, Texas. So this particular evening, they stayed out together the entire evening. Both friends actually were best friends through middle school and high school. And they were attending a pool party. So the pool party actually happened right behind the railroad tracks. There's some apartment complex that are there. They had some friends that they knew that were having one. Their curfew was at 11:30. The girls knew if they walked through 34th Street to TC Jester, which is still there today, they would be a little late for their curfew. So that's whenever they decided to take the railroad tracks. Now, the railroad track leads to a bayou. It goes down to a bayou, then back up to the park, which is where the forest is at, in a wooded area. And that is where the 5 gang members had been drinking all day, and there was a gang initiation going on during this time. Now, as the girls were walking on the railroad tracks, they passed up 2 former gang members who actually had just left the scene of the other 5 gang members. So the community was outraged because during their testimony, they stated that they actually passed up the 2 girls. The community was outraged because they believed that they could have prevented the deaths of both of the girls by simply warning them and letting them know that there was an initiation going on just a few steps in front of them. But sadly, they didn't.
So this is the exact path they traveled. Northbound into TC Jester Park. And the gang's members were right next to that tree line. According to the story, they passed up 2 gang members that were going on the opposite side, southbound. And they came up this trail, which is a blind hill, and that tree line. I can only imagine the 2 victims coming up this hill thinking, well, we're almost at home free. And then as they went over the crest of the hill, they saw a group of males up to no good. And the rest is history.
The next morning, both of the girls' parents frantically searched for the girls. All of Houston and people were even coming in from San Antonio, Corpus Christi to help with the search of the missing girls. 4 days later, Randy Ertman was actually getting ready to give an interview when a call had came in regarding the girl's body and a possible location. After the girls' bodies were discovered, many people questioned how authority knew where to locate the girls' bodies. Well, someone by the name of Gonzalez called in a tip to Crime Stoppers. Authorities then searched the location but didn't find anything. So Gonzalez called in to 911 after watching the breaking news story and witnessed that they were actually at the wrong location. He informed them that the girls' bodies were on the other side of the bayou. Authorities then went directly to Gonzalez's home and questioned how it is that he knew where the location of the bodies were at. He actually quickly informed them that his brother came home covered in blood that particular evening. court hearing, each gang member described their role in the girl's murder. Each stated Elizabeth was walking ahead of Jennifer when she was exiting the tracks. They spotted Elizabeth, grabbed her, threw her down, and Jennifer managed to get away. The gang members had Elizabeth cry for help, begging Jennifer to come back, that if she returned, they would release her and Jennifer. Sadly, this wasn't the outcome. Almost 27 years later, this is still one of the worst crimes in Houston, Texas, according to HPD. The medical examiner concluded that both of the girls were raped, strangled, and suffered from broken ribs. Elizabeth suffered as well, except she suffered from broken teeth. The girls' necks were stomped on by each individual from the gang, and they were also strangled by the belts that each of them were wearing. When that didn't work, one of the gang members stated that they took the shoelaces off of Elizabeth's feet and then strangled her with her own shoelaces. These monsters bragged about the heinous crime they committed on June 24, 1993, that Houston will never forget.
Action.
I just want to say thank you very much for definitely watching my YouTube videos. They're primarily focusing on the missing people. Always, we want to have a voice for the missing. They deserve it, as well as the families, as I've always stated before. But this particular video is just to bring awareness about how cruel basically people can be in the world. And it's just a reminder. Jennifer Ertman's father did die of lung cancer a few years ago, but he definitely remained an activist to the community. He was always seeking justice for the missing, always seeking justice for any crime that had to do with young girls here in the community area and the Houston area. So thank you so much. Definitely our hearts will always go out to Jennifer and Elizabeth's family, and we will never forget them, ever. Please don't forget to like and subscribe my video and hit that bell just so you can get notifications on all of my live videos and all of my new updates. Thank you all so much for watching the What Happened with Selena Reyna.